So I have a little story scribbled down between the pages of this book, and I wanted to share it with you today. The valley in October bursts with so much color and beauty, and it inspired this legend of the fox and the fairy child, and I hope you enjoy it. It is a simple story, but hopefully one that speaks to many. Today I wanted to tell you a story. It is not a grand story full of dragons and knights and dangerous quests. It does involve losing something very important, but not in the way you may think. It tells of a grand journey, but not the type that takes you to the far reaches of the world.
This is the story of a little girl with wild hair that ever resisted the taming of a brush. She lived with her family in a cabin with a mossy roof and a crooked chimney. She was very loved, but like many thoughtful children, she sometimes felt alone and preferred the company of her imaginary friends and the fairies that lived in the wilderness nearby. One day in late October, when the world was cast in amber and gold, she wandered down a path into the deepest part of the wood. She stopped at the remains of a great and ancient oak and knelt there and whispered kind things to the tree. Then she took some amber and mud and formed a little figure of a fox. A friendly fox, she decided, one that would be her new best friend. She left the figure at the base of the tree and went home. The next morning she returned and was surprised to find a beautiful red fox kit asleep beneath the gnarled roots. It did not run from her. Instead, it approached and gently nuzzled her palm. The girl was immediately enchanted and spent the entire day with the fox. They would play hide and seek, splash in the nearby pond, and watch the clouds on bare hillsides. Soon the fox and child became inseparable. Eventually, when the first blizzard of winter came, the girl was not able to go to the tree. The fox, ever patient, snuggled under the roots once again and waited for her. The girl would return in the spring only to find the fox under the influence of a magical sleep, overgrown with moss and vines. It was not until autumn came once again that it finally awoke and waited for the girl. So pleased to be reunited, once again they spent every day together until the winter returned. This continued year after year, and though the girl grew older, the fox did not. As her own life became more complicated, she found that sometimes she was not able to go and visit the fox. Sometimes the girl wouldn't visit for a day or two, sometimes a week, sometimes a month. And then, one October, after many seasons of shared memories, the girl did not come and visit the fox at all. The fox waited each day by the base of the old tree, but she never arrived. It could not be sure what kept her away, but assumed that now that she was older, she must have left to seek her fortune and do more important things, so it was happy for her and slept. Each October it woke and waited, and each season the girl did not appear. The fox could not be sure how many years passed. It did not keep track of such human things, but it did think that it had spent much more time sleeping now than it used to. It dreamed of the little girl and longed for the day it would see her again. And one particularly beautiful autumn, it did. She was no longer a child. In fact, she was now a stooped old woman who walked slowly and with great care. But her hair was still long and worn loose and wild, and so the fox immediately recognized her. It nuzzled her palm as it did when they had first met, and they held each other for a long time, lost in the bliss of being reunited after a long absence. The old woman shed many tears as she held the fox. "I am sorry I've not come to visit for so long. I think without even realizing I lost something. I couldn't find the right path through the forest. I was preoccupied with my own troubles, and it made the wilderness look unfamiliar. So I gave up trying to find you. I'm sorry." The fox curled up in her lap and made happy sounds. The woman caressed its vibrant coat. "It was so easy to find the path now. I'm not sure what changed, but I'm glad it did. I've been quite lonely and desperately wanted to come home." The fox placed his soft head in her hands, and she whispered some words into its ear. She then stood up, quite erect and strong like a woman much younger than herself, and removed her shoes and socks, relieved at the feel of the cool moss beneath her toes. She took several confident steps, guided by the fox. Together they walked through the woods, and were soon enveloped by the mist and falling leaves.
Legend has it that if you walk through a forest in autumn at dawn or dusk, when the light is soft and the air is crisp, you may see a little fox playing beneath the branches of a pine. A barefoot girl with wild hair is sure to be near, laughing and singing with a gentle voice that could easily be mistaken for a passing breeze. If you pause and listen, you may remember that there is something you too have lost on your journey, and it may be waiting for you in the woods. And that is the story of the fox and the fairy child. I hope you enjoyed that. It's definitely a story that was very special to me, definitely inspired by just the gorgeous autumn we've had over here. It is a good reminder to me to listen to my inner child and stay true to that essence of what makes me who I am. Sending you so much love. Thank you for so much support of this channel. My work as an artist on my Etsy shop, it means the world. And I appreciate your understanding as I go through these enormous changes in my life, and that I know will affect this channel in some ways, but I am doing my very best to make videos at the pace I'm able. And thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you a huge hug and so much love.